Hello everyone and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I will be covering the concepts of artificial intelligence and relate the concept with the humans. So in the previous lecture, I have spoken about the basics of AI. In this lecture, I will try to cover some of the interrelated concepts, the common terms that have been used with respect to humans and machines. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So this picture illustrates a very clear understandings and the comparison of AI-based machines versus humans. So if we start from the top, you see the brain. We see the brain of a human is actually the place, the central controller where the whole processing of the input takes place. So the controllers are the major components which controls the inputs and process the inputs and produce a corresponding outputs to the actuators. So the eye of the human, you can relate with the sensors, like the sensors we put in the machine that works like as a human eye. And we got muscles. You can see the humans that relates with an actuators that actually performs an action based on the based on the processing from the controller. And the other side, we got arm. Like arm, we see the robotic arm that works the same way as been instruction provided by the controller. We got hands, which are the endpoints, the cause of the, the end effector, which really cause actuated by the controller and performs an action based on signals received. And we got legs. We see like the movement from the source of movement for a machine, which could be a wheels or could be any mobile source to, for example, in the robotics could be the metal legs, or which has been powered by the power source, and it works. What I meant to say is, whole part of the human body can be an artificial intelligence machine, like maybe in the form of a robot, where it performs exactly the same things, but the wording that been used for the machine is interrelated to what has been used for the humans itself. So if we talk about some of the applications of AI, no doubt the AI is booming in all sectors, and some of the application is just limited, and there are lots more, even what has been mentioned here. So if you look at, for example, in healthcare, lots of things has been powered up by AI. For example, medical data management system, medical image retrieval, which I'm personally working on. For example, how we can use the concepts of machine learning to make the data more secure and have an effective retrieval from the database. So similarly, the transport, how AI can be used based on traffic management and others, and an agricultural field, it has been used for to serve up for the farmers, especially where they can use the intelligence robot to get their work done more in an autonomous way rather than manually do by the manpower. When we got the education is booming in AI, for example, and e-learning is an essential place where it's producing a very good results, and continuous work is also been in great pace. In e-commerce, of course, for example, Amazon is a great example, which is powered by AI, where, for example, you can just look at the scenario. For example, if you buy something from Amazon, and when you find any search and the listing you get in your front, you might, after 1-2 days, you will start receiving an emails with the similar products. So basically, this all the process of machine learning and AI, where they can understand the user interaction, user behavior, and give the solutions, or give the correspondence products which we might interested in. And in entertainment industry, it's producing a great effect in making the user more interactive experience. Of course, robotics is one of the area which is working in the great, in the great sectors in kind of making the humans workload much more easier, much more faster, and much more cost effective as well. So in automotive, Tesla autonomous cars is booming a lot, and they're using the power of AI and machine learning techniques. Social media, similarly, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagrams. All the suggested things you see in your common accounts, you experience the effects of AI. It try to understand the user interaction and produce the corresponding user interface. That can be more interactive and make the user more great in experience to the system. That's like a whole scenarios and applications are powered by AI. Data security, data finance, and it's also been used in gaming. And astronomy as well has been used by NASA to have used the powered AI concepts to come up with their programming tools to explore more of this universe. So in this slide, the methodology that's been used by AI, which is a very common been used in on a commercial scale, basically. So methodology actually refers to what methods the AI is based, for the various companies who want to move up their solution, which is powered by AI. So the basic things that start from the problem, what is actually the problem, and what things are there which makes the company to put more cost in there, and which making the company more effort and manpower. So the AI methodology is to standardize what needs to be eliminated and to optimize the workflow with the help of AI powered devices. And of course, end of the day, after standardizing and optimizing the solution, we put in place the automation where we try to make things work based on the AI solutions. And of course, the end part is to robotize, where we don't need any more humans and everything is autonomous and it's been monitored itself, and things are getting on, which is could be more cost effective. So this is a very common scenario for commercial scale implementation methodology for AI. And you can see like a 7 patterns, which I have explained earlier in a different way. So 7, the main features that AI can have. For example, recognition, face recognition, voice recognition, Google, Alexa. We got various sensors, and it's been controlled by controllers and then the back, and produced, to perform, to understand the environment and produce an output and learn the behavior. And that's a whole process of AI which doesn't involve any humans. Conversation and human interaction, which is of course the chat part, is a great example. Predictive analytics and decisions. This is a great tool for business perspective, where there's a big data and AI is used to analyze that data and produce predictions, which helps the company to assume and take steps which can potentially enhance their sale. Goal-driven systems. We got autonomous systems as well. Making things to work in an autonomous manner. Like, for example, Tesla. Tesla works in autonomous car. It's powered by AI. Patterns anomalies is a great tool for AI, where, for example, in data security, where you have anomaly-based attacks, where, for example, there are millions and millions of malwares which is unknown, and which are totally anomaly, which you can understand the patterns of those malwares. So AI is something which learns patterns every time, and it produced the output or the prevention mechanism, which is a great tool to enhance security of any system. And hyper personalization is also a great tool where it helps user to adopt the own way of system they want to work on to enhance the user experience. So that's all for this lecture. Hope you had understood some of the applications and interrelated of humans and AI-based machines. In the next lecture, I will cover some of the future scope of AI. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. If not, let's move to the next lecture. Thank you.